Howdy, folks. I'm Doctor McFarland, and it is Thursday night. And before the month is over, I wanted to get in here and do a HTS rigs live stream for you guys. So, for those who have already purchased the HTS rigs course on my website, this is a one-time fee that gets you all the rigs I ever make during these live streams, all the way from the past rigs to tonight's rig, and also to all the current rig or the future rigs I will make over the next months and years, and who knows how long this thing is going to go. So yeah, as I wait for some people to come in, and it is the big debate tonight between the donkey and the rhino, or the elephant, or I have no idea. I don't care. I mean, I care, but I can. Well, I'm recording it, so I can go back and watch the highlights later if I want to. But sometimes you just gotta rock out, man. You just gotta grab a guitar and start playing. So what I have tonight is my Kiesel Zeus. This is a flame maple neck, very pretty. I like it a lot. The body style is very comfortable. It has a nice arm bevel right here. Has a nice belly cut in the back, and it is a headless guitar, obviously, because it doesn't have a head on it. And it also has a trim system on here. So if I grab my little wiggle stick, push it in nice and gentle. Right, I got a little wiggle going on. So that's cool. And let's see here. I have... You can see on the screen I have some volume. Let's first go to global settings, and we'll go to LCD brightness. And the first thing you probably want to do if you are thinking about recording any kind of gear with a screen is it's not hard, but it takes some finagling to get the camera settings right, and then make sure you get the screen LCD, I can't even say it, the LCD brightness dimmed, so that way there's even exposure on the screen here. So as I turn this down, you can see that, yes, it got dark, but that's going to help us see things that we need to on the screen there. So as I start adding blocks, it's all going to work out. And I might want to move this over just a smidge here. Kind of center it up in the screen. And if I need to zoom in a little bit, I can. I can do this kind of thing. That kind of thing. I can probably brighten. Nah, I don't want to brighten it too much. Let's do something like that for now. What's great about the core and the gig board and the MX5 is they do not have scribble strips above the switches, but you do see what you are selecting actually on the screen. So right now you can see the previous rig and the next rig. And so tonight let's do a little overview of just the Headrush unit in general. A lot of these concepts will apply to all the other units out there as far as what Headrush has, as far as the Prime, the Core, the pedal board, the gig board, and the MX5. And understanding just how to get around the different areas here will help kind of determine, the kind of rigs you can make and how you organize them and stuff like that. So y'all come on in. Ask any questions that you want about the Headrush, and I will be sure to address those. If you are in the comments, or if you're watching at all and you want to leave a comment, leave me your name, where you're from, and which Headrush unit that you have, and then we can kind of go from there. I swapped cables real fast because my other one was giving me this weird noise, so I have this cool yellow cable going on, so it's kind of fun. And this Zeus right here, this is a 7-string. Oh yes. I'm going to I'm going to turn down my camera so you can see the guitar just a little bit better. All right, but let's go ahead and dial in some rigs. There's no right or wrong really when it comes to digital modeling. It's really all about it's really all about just the kind of tones you're going for. And maybe you're trying to recreate tones that's on an album. Maybe you've written a bunch of music with your buddies and you want to go out and recreate the songs that you've made in the studio. And now you want to play them live. And there's a lot of debate between, oh, it sounds good in the studio, but when you get to the venue, it sounds like crap. It's like, it's really all about your perspective and how you perceive the sound in certain environments. But if you play your tones at the house and it sounds good to you, maybe in studio monitors, headphones, maybe you have a FR cab. If it sounds good there, then translating that over to the venue should be just fine. Every PA system can be darker, it could be brighter. Like I said, you're going to perceive the sound a certain way on stage. And if the sound guy needs to shape your tone a little bit to make you blend better with the band for that environment, then that's their job. And you just do the best you can by, giving them what you think sounds the best that you have. So, all right, I'm going to go ahead and dial some things in here. I'm just going to go talk, and whoever comes in can come in. All right, so what we're going to do, actually, I'm barely seeing the screen at this point. Let me put it at 3. How about that? That's pretty good. I like that. All right, so we have 14 blocks here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then we have 2 rows, so 7 times 2 is 14. It doesn't matter if you start on the first row or the second row. You can easily just drag and drop things anywhere on the screen in whatever order that you want, even though technically there's a preferred order of certain things. Like you don't want to put drive pedals after your amp and cab, because usually that's where your wet effects goes. And you want to put your drive pedals before the amplifier so they hit the front end of the amp and not after your amp. Now, it is okay to have boost pedals after your amp, and that's meant to simulate maybe a boost pedal into your effects loop of the amplifier, which is in the power amp section, and therefore you're getting a true proper boost, volume boost, and not just pushing more gain into the front end of an amplifier. So, all right, here we go. Let's just see what kind of damage we can do here. So we're going to click on amp. And for the sake of my non-core and prime users, I try to stick with the Headrush amps. Even though technically, yes, the Revolver amps, there's lots of fun stuff in here, and they all sound good, okay? But that doesn't mean that the Headrush amps don't also sound equally as good. And I'm just fine using the good old Headrush amps that's in here. So what we're going to do is, I don't know, I might do a Marshall thing tonight. I might do a Vox thing tonight. I've made plenty of rigs on the Engel Powerball over the last year or so. And here's all my presets down here. These are all things that I've already dialed in that I can just quickly go and choose, and they're already set and ready to go in my rig. I made some PV stuff in the last few months, which is really nice. I played some Bogner rigs earlier today. That sound very nice. So I can kind of jump off. Let's do a J120 here, for instance, and we'll go add in a cab. And once again, we'll do a Headrush cab. And here lately, I've kind of just picked the 2x12 B30, which is a Bogner style a cab with a vintage 30 speaker in it. And this is what the sound we have. Uh-oh. Here we are. Let me make sure my my things are set accordingly here. Put that at about 30. Turn this up about 30. Now I am using the Orion Studio Synergy Core interface from Antelope Audio. And this allows me to have technically, what's my routing option here? Comp record. I can record up to 24 different inputs. 32 if I had this connected via Thunderbolt, which I don't. I just have it connected via USB. So I only have 24. Oh, it's only 24. That's tons of inputs, guys. Tons of inputs. And this allows me to do a lot of cool stuff. And I will make a video on how to route and hook up all that stuff in a later video. But for now, just know that I'm going to pan these inputs, hard left and hard right. I'm not going to put this on high Z. I want this to be on line input. Okay, let's see what we got. Put this on 7. I'm hearing more on my left side, but that's probably because my fader is... Let me group these together here. This can be better. There we go. I'm hearing it better now. Sorry. Okay, first thing you notice on this amp is it has built-in chorus mode, and the rate's at 20, the depth is at 30, and all that stuff. So we can either have it stereo on or off. Let's see here. What do we want to do? I can turn the depth down on this. And you notice that there's a built-in reverb already on the amp as well. So I think that sounds good. I can choose to raise the volume a little bit if I want to, but honestly, it sounds good just right out of the box. So next thing you probably want to do after adding an amp and a cab is check your output level. And then from there, you're setting the proper gain stage to where basically, let's just say I want to keep my main knob here around 7 or 8, around in there. And then my output level, I want to get as close to that 0 mark as possible without really going over. Okay, and you notice I'm hitting the yellow a little bit. So what I can do is actually use my, touch the rig volume, use my encoder knob, or just use my finger. But sometimes the encoder knob is a little more precise. Is I can bring this... I hit a button. As I can bring this down just enough. Let's bring it down to like 8. Okay, now that we've compressed it, now that we've set the output volume. Okay, that's the volume that we have, and we're sounding good. We got Andrew Collins in the house. And he says, have you seen the new PRS NF3 guitars? I feel like those have been out for a while, but maybe there's some brand new ones, possibly. I did see something from PRS, but I hadn't paid attention enough. Just bought the small Headrush. The MX5. I was playing the MX5 earlier today. because I was doing some backup stuff, and yeah, it still rocks. It still sounds really good. Okay, this might fool a lot of people, but what you can do is go to Rig Page Graphics, and you can turn it back to classic mode. Oh, sorry. Hold on. What am I doing? You can turn it back to... Uh-oh. Rig Page Graphics Classic. Oh, maybe it is. Okay, that is Classic. Sorry. It's the other blocks that make it look, just the nice square blocks. It's not showing the actual, the GUI of the, or the real image of the pedal or whatever. So for instance, if I go and add an overdrive and I'm going to put in a BD2, which is what I was playing with earlier today, you can see that it's just a generic yellow block. And for some people, that is eternally irritating for some reason. I have no idea why. But if you want to see the more modern look, you can. And there's your nice Boss style BD2 Blues Driver overdrive. Okay, now, another thing you probably want to check on is once you've engaged the drive pedal, is it at least the same volume as your clean tone? If not, maybe just a little bit louder. So let's check that. Okay, I'm going to turn this up a little bit more. I'm just using the main volume here to boost it up. I could raise my faders here and maybe turn down my microphone just a little bit. All right, cool. So now we kick in the pedal again. I swear I'm hearing it more in my left ear. Maybe the cable on this thing is weird or something. I don't know what's going on. Okay. Kick it back off. Okay, so you notice it's definitely louder. So we want to raise the volume or the level of our BD2. And also maybe adjust the gain. So maybe it's not so like metal thrash sounding. This pedal definitely has an interesting voicing to it. Okay, on the core and the prime, you can actually stay in this window and just touch right there to bypass. Okay, notice we're still considerably louder. So let's just raise this volume all the way up. Turn the tone down and warm it up. I'm just slightly baffled why I'm hearing it more in my left ear. But anyway. Okay. So now I've balanced my clean tone with my overdrive tone kicked in. So that way when I engage the pedal, I'm not either losing lots of volume, but I'm also not getting way louder, which is just unnatural. You know, you want to kind of keep things about the same volume, because a lot of pedals can actually feel like the second channel of an amp, especially if you just have a one channel amp and you kick in an overdrive pedal or a distortion pedal. You want that to kind of feel or act like, hey, this is channel 2 of an amp, this is channel 3 of an amp. So that way you're getting different gain stages of different levels of gain. And yeah, it's very cool. Uh-oh, Stephen Whitney is in the house. What's up, Stephen? Life together. That's right. So I'm going to go back to my amp. I'm going to turn down this reverb here. It's a little springy for me. So okay, cool. I like it. So it's not your really low gain edge of breakup sound, but there's other pedals we can get that with. Let's go through here. We have the anxiety overdrive stuff. Once again, I don't want to pick anything that is not on the classic Headrush. Like the Sheriff, it's a great pedal. I'll kick that in just so you can hear what it's like. I'll put it after my blues driver, maybe. Yeah, there we go. All right, so everything at 50%. This is what we got. Okay, we can definitely. I mean, that's a good just low to mid gain kind of sound. Okay, you can definitely crank it and it sounds just as good. Oh, wow. Okay. You really don't even have to adjust anything else. You can just kick it in and off. So on and off. So yeah, if you've never tried the Roland, is it Roland? Yeah, the JC120. It's just a jazz chorus. It's like old school, clean, like super clean. It can get dirty if you want it to. Like for instance, it does have a distortion option on here, so we'll turn the volume down. That's about as dirty as it's gonna get. I do not know why. I'm hearing it mostly in my my left ear. Let me switch headphones. Let me switch my headphones here and see what happens. Do some experimenting. Yeah. I don't know. I can cheat. I can bring down this fader a little bit. But the gain is definitely louder on that side too. So I'll turn it down. Weird. It's just weird. Adjusting gain staging. Okay. I'll stick with that. I'll stick with it. All right, cool. So what we've done so far is I'll turn down the distortion again. I'll turn the volume back up. If I turn the stereo off, now I'm not getting that wide stereo sound. So maybe it was just the amp that was giving me a little trouble there, but I don't know, whatever. Turn the depth up on this chorus. Very interesting. Turn the rate all the way down. Now, what we can do with this is another step that you can take when assigning different things to your foot switches is, okay, this amp has chorus and it has reverb built in. So we can go to our hardware assign, and let's say on this block, I'm going to go find the amp, and this is the chorus mode. I can have that switchable. Let's see what happens here. Okay, that turns the amp on and off. I don't want to do that. I want the chorus mode. Let's see. Stop it. Stop it. It really wants me to save something on here, doesn't it? Okay, I'm going to save. So we're going to call this HTS. Oh, geez. HTS rigs. June 24 JC 120. Wow. Let's do this. HTS June. There we go. I want to be able to add in the 120 there. Oh, I see. I'm on next rig. Okay. Now, here's another thing to consider. I'm going to hold on the mode switch, which is the second one from the left. You can see now I have stomp, 5 rigs, 3 rigs, hybrid, and set list. I'm going to go to stomp mode. Then now there's my chorus mode switching back and forth. Okay. Yeah. Okay. That's kind of neat, but I actually want to control the depth of that, and there's really not a way to do it on here. If I had an expression pedal, I could bring the depth up and down, but I don't have an expression pedal hooked up right now, so I'm just going to not worry about that for the moment. Why is it still on? Fixed. Oh, there it is, off. Oh, I know. Okay, I see what's happening. So when you click on the switch, it's cycling through the different options there. Okay, never mind. Well, great. I'll turn the depth back up and then just do this. Okay, that gives you at least a little freedom to turn that jazz chorus on and off as you wish. Okay, so now we've added 2 different gain options, and now we want to add maybe some other reverb and some delay and maybe some tremolo after the amplifier. So what we can do now is go in here. We can choose Vibe Trim Rotary. And I'll do a tremolo, nothing too crazy. And just a light, maybe a light chord note. And we can go in, we can set the sync to be off. I can make the rate something more specific like that. And I'm hearing the stereo-ness going back and forth, which is cool. Now that is due to the phase offset. So if you make it all the way to 0, everything is right in the middle. Then if you go 360, it's also in the middle. So putting it at 180 degrees-ish will give you that side-to-side kind of movement in the sound. Okay, so that's an option there. I will turn that off. That's one thing that I do have the ToneMaster Pro, and that's one thing I wish the ToneMaster Pro did, was I want to be able to just turn on off the pedal just by hitting the switch on the screen. And then if I double tap, that sends me into the parameter change option. But right now, anytime you just touch the pedal, like boom, you're in pedal change mode, and I don't like that. So win +1 for Headrush on that one. All right, the next one, I keep my delays really simple. I usually just choose a dyne delay, and I have a Doc dyne delay preset. And this is a chord note with the ratio in the middle-ish, kind of in the middle there. And this is what we got. Okay, so what that ratio does is it essentially says it takes this subdivision that you've chosen, and in this case is a quarter note, and it's giving you almost like this faux dotted eighth kind of deal, even though you don't have another dotted eighth delay on. So it's a really good way to get some width to your sound. And turn my mic up a little bit more here. So yeah, I like that. And since we already have a reverb on the amp, I will just make a longer, more lush type reverb. We'll do an air verb, we'll do a hall, and we'll crank up the time a little bit, and we'll also raise the mix volume. Okay, not too bad. I can raise the mix a little bit more. Now, a slightly sore spot with me on the Headrush is I do like the delays and reverbs that come stock. It's fine. But when it comes to more of the ambient, ethereal type sounds, I feel like the high pitch, octave up, shimmery type stuff is just a little fake sounding to me. And the ToneMaster Pro actually does a really good job at providing some nice cloud, celestial type, shimmery type sounds that I actually prefer. But just so you can hear what option I'm talking about, there's an ambiverb, which is cool. I mean, it does a thing. Okay. If you go into our settings here, the pitch tracking poly, you can have it be mono or poly. Which is kind of neat. And then let's say we can bring the tone up a little bit. Okay, so what this is going to do, we can turn the mod down as well. It's just kind of just giving us a, it's called an ambi verb for a reason. It's not really giving you like a shimmery type thing, but it's just kind of there in the background doing its thing, you know. Giving a little bit of movement. Okay, so that's one option, which I'm still not too fond of, but it, you know, it is what it is. And then the other one is a party verb. And this one just has it does have a nice divine hall on here. See, there's that kind of synthetic, kind of crystalline, kind of, I don't know. I feel like it needs to be washed out a little bit more and not so in your face. But it is what it is. And there's other algorithms in here. The Lush Sparkle is really nice. I'm gonna turn the damp all the way up so it kind of rolls off some of that high end. Which is cool. We can also turn the mix down. So it's not quite there for me, but it does a nice thing. It does something. So you got just a little bit of shimmer underneath everything. Okay. And then from here, let's say I'm going to put in, I need a volume dynamics. I need an auto swell in here. And we'll do a dynamic auto swell. Okay, it's a little fast. So we want to slow down the attack time. So by the time you pluck the string, that's a nice gradual build up there. Okay, maybe a little bit slower. Why am I playing in F sharp? I have no idea. You can mess with the trigger sensitivity. I actually like that. You can have the mode be slow or fast. I kind of like the fast one. Alright, so let's say we like those settings. Now we can hit the effects, save new preset, and I'll call this doc swell. Okay, so now whenever I add that pedal into another rig, I don't have to dial in my settings again. I can just choose the preset that I've already created, and there it is. So all right, we got a few people watching now, but I need to see some more chatting here in the comments and reactions. So please ask any kind of questions that you want. I'm an open book. But as you can see so far, that just with an amp and a cab, maybe 1 or 2 overdrives, depending on what you're doing, and some wet effects. I mean, that's a whole rig that you can literally use for a show if you want, and get by and do quite well. These are good sounds. Excuse me. Okay. Maybe that reverb is a little too wet, so I'll just turn it down a smidge. And that's the thing. Now that we've dialed this in, we can actually create some scenes and get some different combinations going, because we only have 5 switches. Now with that, we can do a few things here. Let's go to our hardware sign. And we don't need the amp and the cab on a switch. We're not turning those on and off. So it doesn't make a lot of sense to have that. So I want, I don't need the air verb. Well, I do need the air verb. Okay, I'm going to put my drives down here. I'm going to put my delay here, my tremolo in here. And let's say I want to have my party verb there. Okay. Now, if I tap on the amp block, let's say I really want to have my swell on a block, and there may not be a whole lot left. I can do an ambiverb on a block. I already have an ambiverb. There's my party verb. Okay, I can just make this be unassigned, like so. So how we get to the second row of blocks, you can see there's an A and there's a B. So on my bank AB switch down here on the far left, I'm now swapped over to the swell, reverbs, and the chorus mode. Right, so these are like my secondary kind of functions. Then my bank AB is my primary functions down here. So there's my sheriff. I can turn on and off. There's my blues driver. Okay, maybe that sheriff is a little low in volume. We'll turn that up a bit. Okay, we'll save that. I want to kick in some tremolo. And I want to bring the depth up. Okay, that works for me. Maybe turn the delay off. Let's go in here and let's switch my air verb and my party verb, because my air verb is technically a secondary verb to the verb that's already on the amp. So if you're playing like classic, clean, country, pop type stuff, you might not need all that extra reverb. Alright, I like this guitar, but let's switch it out. I'm going to hold the tuner down here. Alright, 7 people. I need to see you chatting. Chat it up, man. Oh, yes. that white guitar was getting a little washed out a bit. So this is the Kiesel. It's not a PRS. It's a Kiesel CT6. And the only thing I messed up on is the gold. The screws on the pickups were supposed to be gold, and they ended up being black. And it's just one of those details that I just looked over, and I'm not going to cry about it. So it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. But it's super smooth. This thing has a nice arm bevel here, nice belly cut. The hip shot trim system is super smooth. And look at that flame top. It's very nice. This has mahogany back and neck, and it has a flame maple fretboard, which you can kind of see that. You can kind of see that there a little bit. So it's fun. Moroboshi. Yes. How's it going, Dan? I need a tune. Let's tune it. Let me know your favorite feature on the Headrush, for sure. Okay. Tyler Shep. I can't even talk. Can you solo over Kiowa by Portraits? I have no idea what that is. No idea what that is. And I try not to play copyrighted music on this live stream so it doesn't get demonetized. Which I know it didn't really matter. But yes, technically I could solo over that. Do you have any ambient patch for the Headrush Prime? I have some ambient stuff I've made over the months in my HTS rigs course that you can pay a one-time fee as a donation / support of the channel and download all the past rigs and all the future rigs I ever make. But yes, I've made all kinds of ambient stuff over the years. All kinds of stuff over the years. Actually, if you go to headrusheffects.com and look under artists, you will find me, this beautiful face right here, Doctor McFarland, as a Headrush artist. And you can download a pack that I put together like years ago, probably 5 years ago at this point, that you can download for free and get some cool rigs. And those rigs should and will work on the Prime and the Core units, because you can convert 11 blocks up to 14, but you can't convert 14 blocks down to 11. So that's why after I do my live streams, I have to get my MX5 out and I have to recreate all the rigs I make in these live streams on another device. So that way you have the Prime and Core option, if that's what you have, or you have the pedal board, gig board, and MX5 option. So that way you know the rigs that you download will be compatible with your unit. But yeah, I've literally made all kinds of ambient patches over the years, so many over the years. So, but that's essentially what this kind of dealio is. If I go to my other bank, I can turn on my swell, my party verb, my ambiverb. Right, there's some cool stuff going on there. I want to turn on my air verb. Let's raise the mix up a little bit. Let's say for fun, let's have some 10-second delay or a 10-second reverb. Oh, that was weird. Let's add a few more things to this rig because we can. Let's go to pitch. Let's do a chord wham. We'll do 1 octave up. This is really cool. So, okay. What we want to do is turn the mix of this down pretty low. Maybe add some delay. Maybe not. Yeah. I know, cool, right? Let's go back to, yeah, my chord wham's already assigned, so. Okay, I've done other things over the years. Let's put this before the amp. So you can kind of get like a faux 12-string kind of deal with a little octave up sound. And maybe just turn the mix of this down a little bit. Yeah. That's it. I mean, what else do you want? That's the good ambient stuff right there. That's some good ambient stuff, man. So instead of having all these assigned to multiple switches, we could have a scene to where we just hit one switch and all that comes on, and then you hit the same switch again and it all turns off. So that's definitely an option that you can utilize to your little heart's content. Let's go back and let's turn on the sheriff here. Cool. All right, so that's a good, that's kind of a good kitchen sink little preset there. Okay. Now what we can do, let me check the comments. Is there any way to see the scenes created for a pedal board after switch 3 on a MX5? Is there a way to see the scenes created for a pedal board? No. No, you only have 3 switches. So you're going to have to create the scene. You have to move the scenes to probably the bottom left 3 switches on the pedal board, maybe, or maybe the middle 3 out of the 4, because there's 8 foot switches total that you can assign things to. But yeah, you can assign those. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 16. You can have a total of 16 scenes on a pedal board. I think so. Yeah, a total of 16. On here, you can have a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You can technically have 20. You can actually have 20 scenes on the core because there's 5 switches on the bank, which gives you an actual total of 10 switches total. And there's 2 scenes per switch. So that's 2 times 10 is 20. But on the core and the pedal board, on the prime and the pedal board, there's only 8 assignable switches. So you actually get more on the core, which is kind of funny, but it's the way it is. Yeah, I think you have to experiment. You have to save your rig and experiment to see how it shows up on the MX5. Because I know you're probably trying to either have a backup or just something like a grab and go thing, but you want to keep it consistent between your pedal board and the MX5. So there's that. All right, let's go and make a good old rocking machine here. Because I feel like rocking. But some people don't feel like rocking. Don't rock the jukebox. Don't rock the jukebox. All right, so out of the lead 800 stuff, the 82 plus is your JCM 800 type tones. The bass mod is rather nice, and we'll put in our classic here. And we'll turn the gain down a smidge here. Okay. That sounds nice. We have the tremolo. We do have a tremolo on this amp. HTS, June 24. Sometimes I like typing on this thing, and sometimes I don't. JCM. $800. Okay. I mean, for those who are about to rock, that's a pretty good. Okay, what you want to do now is go ahead and add your reverb, air verb, hall. Maybe we turn the hall down a little bit. Oh, yes. Oh, yes, problem. Okay, what I will do is once again, I'll go add my Dyn delay, Doc Dynasty. Okay, let's have some fun here. Let's go. I will play over my own backing track as a shameless plug. Extremely shameless. I'm not even shameful about it. Go to my website here, drmcfarlandstudios.com. I will log into my back end. That's right, to my back end. And I will go to Doctor's Prescribed Backing Tracks. So my goal for 2023 was to make 52 backing tracks, and I have 51 backing tracks that I've made. I need one more backing track, which I'll probably make over the weekend, because I got procrastinated horribly and I just got behind. But yeah, my goal when I do this again is to start in January and have, or basically start whenever, but have the first month be the key of C. And then since there's 12 months in a year and there's 12 notes in the chromatic scale, I will essentially, I'll follow the circle of fifths. So it goes C, G, D, A, E, B, F sharp, and then come around to D flat, A flat, E flat, B flat, F, and then back to C again when you get to the next January. So what that does for any beginner or anybody who's practicing is if you start in January and work in your key of C and really work on your C chords and all your Fs and Gs and A minors, and know the scale, the major scale in the key of C really well, then when you go to February, now you're in G, and then March is in D, April is in A. April A. Hey, that actually works. I did not plan that at all. And that's just the power of the circle of fifths and how it all intertwines together with perfect harmony in your life. I don't know, whatever. All right, we're going to go choose one of these recent backing tracks I've done for November and December. And I'll do, let's try this pop groove that I did. We'll turn this down a little bit. Let's see what happens. I need to start it over. Oh, yeah. This is the key of F. Because F was released in December, so. Has a split mode by pulling out the tone knob. So this is single coil stuff. nice and slow. Actually, I'll keep it playing just slightly underneath. Yeah, it's kind of nice. Alrighty. Hey, do you think Headrush will do another version of the MX5, like an updated one similar to the Prime? I have no idea. I have not seen anything. I am a beta tester, but that is not something that has been even discussed for what I've seen. So, yeah, who knows? Who knows what Headrush will do? I don't know. I think the core is really a good middle ground. It's not big. It's really not that much bigger than the ToneMaster Pro down here, and it does have 5 switches. You do have to use the bank AB to get back and forth between different all 10 of your switches, but this is really a good size. So the only thing I can see that you may want included is something this size, but with the expression pedal built in, maybe. So that way you don't have to use your own expression pedal. I do have a Mission Engineering Aero, AERO expression pedal that you can use with the Headrush. And it works good. I actually prefer the Headrush treadle itself, the one that sells separately. But I traded that to a friend for a pedal board that I really didn't need. So, yeah, there you go. Woo. So what's really cool about these JCM 800 amps is, especially if you get kind of get that gain to where if you have it on the bridge setting, I'm going to turn down this music all the way here. And then you kick it over to like the neck position. Yeah, it's still slightly hairy, but it's nice and right. You can really clean it up, and then you have a single coil option. Yeah, it's just a good. All the gain staging is done with your guitar instead of the amplifier. Now you could have it to where you put a volume pedal before the amp, and then you just set it to where at the heel position is not. Maybe you kick it back to like 80% instead of 100%. So that way you're kind of reducing the amount of signal going to the amp and therefore cleaning it up. You can also do the same thing with the pedal, which I do a lot. So you can do this with the EQ pedal, for instance. Let's go with the GEQ. Let's go with the graphic EQ. And you can see if we turn down the gain here, maybe like 6 dB. Maybe 12 dB. Okay, that's actually kind of nice. And then also with the graphic EQ, as you bring down the volume of an already driven amp, you may lose some frequencies that you want to help retain. So that's kind of great about the EQ is you can maybe this boost some mids here, right? And maybe boost some lows. Maybe not the upper mids. Maybe you want to boost some high end just to give it some sparkle. That's a nice clean tone for me right there. That bridge is still gonna dirty it up a bit, but maybe if you try the middle position. Yeah, maybe it's not going to be your like funky clean, like squeaky clean type sound, but for, for like pop and rock and stuff, it's a good overall solution. If you just want to have one amp and then change the gain stage of that amp by how much signal you're pushing into the front end. So it's a great option there. So for instance, if I want to go to my hardware assign, oh crap, what did I just do? What did I just do? What did I just do? I did something. All right, let's go all the way down. When you save rigs, they show up at the very bottom of your thing there. And what I'll do after this, I'll make a set list and then put these rigs in a set list, so that way they're already organized. And I'll show you how to do that. All right, so we're going to hardware assign. We'll put the graphic EQ here. We'll put the cab up here because we don't need that. Maybe we do add an overdrive of some sort. And that can be we can do a K drive. Let's see what this sounds like here. There's a lot of level on this Klon model, which I don't know if is really true to the original, but okay, it wasn't exactly what I was going for, but I'll deal with it. So graphic EQ in. Let's experiment. Let's try the just the green JRC. We'll do a Doc Scream low. That's going to push a lot more mids into the sound, which may be what you're going for. Who knows? Okay, I'm going to get rid of the K drive, and we're just going to bring the green JRC down here. Whenever I add this, it never goes to the green color that I want, even though I've saved it like a million times. So it's probably just one of those bugs that just never got fixed. Let's go back and let's do a let's do this metal groove for all you guys who like metal. Oh, it's metal, so metal. All right, here we go. Oh yeah, little chunky metal thing going on. So yeah, this is a nice. So there's all kinds of different ways to get different gain stages, whether you're using multiple amps, just one amp, multiple pedals, a graphic EQ with some volume boost or something like that, whatever you want. Another great option to get an actual boost is to put a EQ after your amplifier. Let's do a GEQ on this. It can literally just be anything else. Let's do a 10 frequency EQ just to show you. And then once again, we have the gain on here. So we're going to raise the gain up by like 3 dB. And now since we've reduced the gain to the front end of the amp, we've lost a little bit of volume. So this post EQ volume boost now brings back that volume that we lost. And this is what we have. Yes, that is our JCM 800 option there. And we can also go into hardware assign. Let's go to amp. Let's go to tremolo. And let's do this thing here. Yeah, let's do that. So now I've got my tremolo on the amp. It's like, whoa, I thought you had like a Fender amp in there with some cool tremolo. I was like, no, it's an actual Marshall JCM 800 with tremolo built in. And I screwed that up. A little Taylor Swift for you. Ooh, that's nice. Okay, this is what we're going to do. We're going to keep it real simple tonight. We're just going to have 2 rigs, but I need you guys to chat it up, guys. I mean, come on. This is getting ridiculous. Don't let me do all the talking, okay? What we're going to do is we're going to assign some scenes to some switches here. So we can have our clean with tremolo. We can have our rhythm sound, and then we can have our lead sound. How about that? Okay, so we're going to do 4 across, and we still have a nice tap tempo here that we can kick in and out. And then on the other bank, we can actually have some individual stuff if we want to. Okay, but on the main bank here, we will do hardware assign. We're going to toggle. We're going to touch the toggle and go to scene edit. Okay, if you can see that there. I'm going to turn down. Oh, geez. Turn this down just a little bit. Oh, yeah, that's nice right there. Oh, yeah. Okay. Oh, boy. All right. So what we do with scenes on the Headrush is this. We have a series of on and off or no change statuses that we can choose. And we can also choose to bring in a certain preset of a block, which is why they call them block presets. And you can have amps, cabs, drum. I mean, really anything you've made a preset on in that block, you can bring in. So, for example, if I go here and choose my Doc Scream low, that's the preset that's always going to be called up when I go to that scene. But that also means I can have a higher gain or a different setting on the Tube Screamer on a different scene and just call it that preset. So it's really kind of cool. Okay. All right, this is going to be the clean scene. So I want the graphic EQ to be on. I want the JRC to be off. My amp is going to be always on. My cab is going to be always on. So I can either have that be no change, because I'm never going to turn it off anyway. So, I mean, whatever you want to do. The 10 frequency EQ after the amp is also going to be on. My delay is going to be off. My reverb is going to be on. And that's all. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and save that. Hit the first switch. Okay, pretty nice, right? I will go ahead and name that. So X, and then we'll call it clean. Actually, we'll do it one better. We'll just do CL for clean. I got an issue here, though. I got an issue. How do I turn off that stinking tremolo? Amp tremolo. I really don't. I don't have an option to do that. So, Stinky Poo. Stinky Poo. I hate it. All right, we're going to turn the tremolo off. There really should be a way to do that, but there's not. I don't see a way right away to do that. So, all right, we'll put the amp on this one here, and we'll make this a scene. We'll turn this on to trim, edit, graphic on, that on, that on, that on, that on, that on, that off. All right, now what's going to stink is this. I'm going to have to add a tremolo after my amplifier. I don't want to do it, but that's just what I'm going to have to do. Let's do a tube tremolo on this. And it is quite loud. Let's put this before the amplifier. It is really, really loud. Alright, never mind. I'm not going to do that tremolo. I'm going to do this other one, because it's just way nuts. Sync off, turn the rate up a little bit. See, this is nice. Okay, now that we've added another pedal, you kind of want to make scenes before you start adding, like after you've already added all the things you're going to put in there, because once you start adding other stuff, it's going to do some stuff. So, wait, hold on. Let's go in here. So a long press on switch 1 changes the bank, and you have another 5 switches. Yep. I hope they bring this to the MX5 and the gig board. They're not. You just have to buy the core. That's the whole point. They're not going to recreate something they already have when they already have it. You just have to go buy the core. That's the whole point. So, sorry, but that's just what it is. So, all right. Now, going back into our scenes here, we're going to turn off the tremolo on this one and the turn on this one. Now, you technically can have 2 scenes per switch, but I don't want to do it that way right this second. I just want to have my clean, my trim. I just want to go directly to it. And then on this cab here, I want this EQ to be off, this EQ to be off. My JRC off, my tremolo is off, my amp and cab is on, my delay is off, and my reverb is on. Okay. This is going to be my rhythm sound. And then let's do this one. I'm putting the pedal in that place that I'm not going to turn on off individually. I'm only going to do it within a scene. So it's just the way it is. All right. So the JRC is going to be on this one. The amp is on. Cab is on. This one's off. The delay is on. Reverb is on. Okay. And I might want to change the colors of these, but for now, I'll just LED for lead. Okay. So here's my clean sound. Dwight Bailey, he's back. He's back and better than ever. Ian is in. I've never seen Ian before. Hello, Ian. Good to meet you. Welcome to the channel. I've been using the Helix for a long time, and I enjoy it, but I've been wanting to switch to the ToneMaster Pro. Effects-wise, which one you like better? Well, I have a few different Helix options. I do have the Helix Floor. I have this one in from Zounds.com as a review unit, so I can do some videos with it. And honestly, if I could take the HX effects, like that form factor, I think I would prefer that slightly more, especially if it had XLRs on the back, maybe, and a nice IEC power cable instead of those wall wart crap things. It's not crap, but I just prefer a nice sturdy IEC cable, If they took the HX effects and put amps inside of it and put a nice IEC cable, XLR outs, it would essentially be a Fractal FM3, but with way more switches. And I'd be perfectly fine with that. Obviously, I would want you to double the DSP, but maybe keep the same number of blocks, because I don't need more blocks. I just need to be able to have more options of what I can put into a preset without running out of juice enough to get, the 2 amps and the drives I want and whatever else. Anyway, I do like this unit. All the stuff in here is really good. But when you're looking at the ToneMaster Pro, you really are not limited at all in what you can add into a preset. You can probably add 5 or 6 different amplifiers multiple different drives, multiple different reverbs and delays without running out of DSP is quite amazing. Um, and with the Helix, you are slightly limited in certain ways. As far as effects go, I think they both sound good, but I would tend to, even though there's less reverbs options in the ToneMaster Pro, the ones they have in there are really high quality. So if you have the money and you want to get a ToneMaster Pro, because it does have a touchscreen and now has a I don't know where my phone is. It now has an iPad and an iPhone app. You can control the device directly from your mobile unit via Bluetooth, which is amazing. It does have a desktop editor on it, so it literally has everything you would want in a unit for $1,400 to $1,600. So yeah, that would be my suggestion, Ian. I would definitely get the ToneMaster Pro if you can swing it. Now, the one thing that Helix does have going for it is the capacitance switches are really nice to edit things with. And there's just some little quirks on the ToneMaster Pro that I kind of, even on the Headrush, I like the Headrush slightly better in some instances than the ToneMaster Pro, just on how you edit certain things. But I think the tones themselves on the ToneMaster Pro are really top notch. You don't have to have third-party IRs. You don't have to have anything else. Just get the unit, add in your amp, add in some pedals, and boom, you're off to go. So that's what I would suggest. Thanks, Ian, for the question. And if you're going to buy anything online, either through Zounds or Sweetwater, please feel free to use my affiliate link in the description of any of my videos before you make a purchase, and that helps to go, helps to support the channel in a small way at no extra cost to you. So I appreciate all these extra support in that way. I do not like to receive super chats, or I don't do the join thing on my YouTube channel or anything like that. If you want to really help support what I do, use my affiliate links, and also go buy a product on my website, whether that's about music theory, about recording, some Headrush stuff. I have Fractal, Kemper, Helix presets that you can buy. Instead of giving half of the money to YouTube, then just go to my website and I get a way higher percentage of money. That's like 98% after fees, versus if you send a super chat for $5, YouTube's going to take like half of that. So there you go. Super chats are great, but I don't prefer them if I can get away with it. So, all right. So here's my clean on the Headrush. Okay. There's a tremolo. And sometimes in church when I'm playing certain parts, I like to have a nice tremolo sound in there. And that's nice. Then you kick it over to a rhythm sound. And then you have your lead sound. Let's do a little, what's a backing track I've done? What's this ambient pop groove thing? What is this thing? Let's try it. Let's go back to the beginning. All right, here we go. Here's some tones with the Headrush core. Oh, wow. This is the neck pickup. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Oh, yeah. That's pretty rocking right there. That's pretty rocking. So we just, once again, we have a nice clean sound. Nice little tremolo. Little rhythm. Maybe I go to my reverb, I just bring it up a little bit more. That sounds pretty nice right there. Maybe bring up the time to about 2 seconds. That way it gives the clean sound a little extra width. And then rhythm. Now for this one, if I brought the bass down just a little bit. They'll clean up some of that low end. Yeah, that is exactly why the JCM 800 has been so recorded and used and played and just over the decades. It sounds great. It sounds great. And it cleans up really nice. So there you go, folks. All right. We've been going for about an hour and 46 minutes. Thank you for everyone watching. Dwight, Ian, going back through here. We got Dan. We got Stephen, maybe. Not quite sure. Tyler. And James and Andrew Collins, the Helix connoisseur, as I call him. Yeah, I'd be very interested if you download the JCM 800 rig. Then let me know if you use it on a recording or in a live show, just as is, just like the 4 scenes. Maybe you want to add some more scenes of your own. Maybe you want to add some other elements in there to your own liking. Maybe you like some phase or flange, some chorus, or some other rotary something for modulation. Maybe a pitch effect in there for like some whammy. I mean, whatever you do, right? These rigs are for you to download and modify to whatever you want them to be. I'm just giving you really good starting points. They're already tweaked and ready to go kind of deal. So with that said, let's do this. We want to go to Setlists, then plus, then use the search function. I can go to HTS, and then I can find, let's do this. Let's go all the way down to the bottom. So HTS June 24. We're going to add in the JC120 and the JCM 800. And then we're going to hit save. Make sure these are capital. HTS June 24. And there you go. So now when you go back to your rigs, you go find that set list. And there we are. Okay. Excuse me. So now what you can do, if I zoom out just a little bit here, can't really see that all that great, but it's probably fine. All right, so on this switch right here, the mode switch. Hello, come on, work with me. All right, on the mode switch here, you can see if you hold it down, you get your stomp, 5 rig, 3 rig, hybrid set list. If we did a 3 rig kind of thing, that essentially says, okay, I can have 3 rigs that I can choose from, which I only have 2 at the moment. Then you can do a previous bank or a next bank to get to another 3 rigs, which is really cool. Okay. If you choose 5 rig, you have 5 rigs across your switches, but you can still either push these 2 rigs or these 2 buttons to get to the previous bank, or these 2 to get to your next bank. So that allows you to have 5 main rigs ready to go, which for me would be plenty. And you could just keep banking over to get to the next 5, the previous 5, whatever you feel like you need to do. And you put all those into the same set list. So that way you already have all your rigs organized and ready to go, and in the order that you like to use them. Because you can actually reuse, or you can make duplicates of your rigs and put them in different orders in your set list. So if you like having a certain thing on 5 presets, and then you want to go to the next 5, not presets, but the first 5 rigs, go to the next bank of 5 rigs, and maybe reuse a few things. Because you always want to clean, you always want maybe a rhythm, but now you want your lead and your tremolo, or maybe you want an ambient patch, or maybe you want something like that, right? So this would be, we'll actually do one more. I'll make one more rig for you. We'll go into my mode here and go to 3. And now that I'm already in a set list, whatever new rig I make automatically gets added to that set list. So that's a good reason for why you would want to go ahead and make a set list first and then make the rigs and then add the rigs to that set list as you build them. So for example, if I hit the plus symbol here, actually, I know I didn't want to do that. I want to do this. I want to go save new rig. This is gonna be cool. So here's your ambient patch, Stephen, whatever. HTS June 24, and then we'll do an ambient, but it's gonna be based on my clean sound on this JCM 800. Okay, so what that means is we're gonna really crank up the reverb on this one. Maybe something like that. There is a cool thing in here. Let's do what's my pitch options here? A smart harmony. We'll do a detune octave. So check this out. This is pretty cool. So that's adding just a little bit of, a little bit of width, a little bit of octave thing. Maybe we turn that down a good bit. Okay, and we add our party verb. And we're going to do a slow drip. Oh yes. Put the damp on. And we're getting a little crazy here, but let's just keep that craziness going. We're going to do a pitch delay. And check this out. This is going to be kind of crazy. So let's make it an octave. And that's one thing, good thing about the Headrush is you can actually add tons of instances of these verbs and stuff. And then we'll just move these over, kind of like that. Dan says, I see what you meant. They can't bring the bank AB for the MX5. A long press on switch 1 is already mode switch. Yeah, it is. So that's not going to work. And that kind of thing is not a software thing. It's a hardware thing. So there's just no way to really do it. It's just not. It's essentially you have the mode hands-free and the looper already here in the middle. and you can only do so much to what you already have. So okay, we have some interesting ethereal things going on here, right? Where'd my pick go? I literally just had a pick. All right, we'll do this. All right, so the cool thing about the Headrush, I mean, other units do this too, but Toastmaster Pro does it really well. The Fractal now does it really well, that they've added gapless switching between presets. But you can go from a really washed out sound so you want to make sure and go in and make sure the tails are on for everything. Otherwise, they will get cut off. See, like that, the tails went on. And then on this one, you want the tails on. Okay? Stuff like that. So all that verb and delay carries over when you switch rigs. Okay. Kind of checking my outputs there. All right, cool. All right, there's now 3 rigs for you to play with. Some with scenes, some not. You can add scenes to your liking if you want. Luigra is in the house. What's up? From Dominican Republic. So hello, thanks for stopping in the 11th hour, because I'm pretty much done at this point. We're almost going for 2 hours at this point. So I will do some short videos based off of this. I'll just have to go back and re-edit some things, but yeah, I can definitely do some shorts. Just kind of take my 2 images and stack them on top of each other, and then show some cool shorter content over the next few weeks with this one, because there's a lot of good information in here that you can't be reminded enough to do. So, all right, last thing, links in the description to help support the channel of affiliate links and links to my website. If you want to buy the backing tracks, it's a one-time $20 purchase, and you get 52 backing tracks with that, and technically 51 right now, but I got one more to make, which is going to be a jazzy one, and I'll do that over the weekend. So there will be 52 full backing tracks for 10-minute long each. And you can practice your jazz, your rock, your pop, your metal, whatever you want to do. And that's 52 backing tracks for the year. And yeah, if you're not subscribed to the channel, please subscribe. I should be hitting 15,000 subscribers by the end of July, maybe sooner, depending on how many times you share my channel and watch my videos and give me a thumbs up and all this stuff. And yeah, I'm here to help you guys. So be sure to ask any questions that you want in the comment section of any of my videos. Reach out on my website, drmcfarlandstudios.com, and I will be sure to get back with you and answer any questions that you have. So I'm going to go watch some basketball and get a drink of water, and y'all have a great night. Okay, so we will Catch you guys in the next video / live stream, whatever that is.